here we go. The 3-minute stress session is on. So I'm clicking, this is what I'm going to tell you with my steps. Okay, so I closed the restream thing. Now I clicked YouTube. I clicked on go live so I can see the live page. I hit the monetization button because I got to make my $5. That's pathetic, actually. YouTube is so cheap. Then I click the video and I scroll down to customization. Scroll down to slow mode. Hit retype 33. Hit save. Look over to make sure my mic audio isn't on and make sure I'm streaming, which I am. Go back to details. Click on the link. Close the other page. Wait for the video to start. Hope there's no ad, because then I have to hit pause real quick. I gotta hit pause anyways because I don't want double audio. Now I gotta wait for the chat to open up, and now the chat's slowly opening up. And I wait for my button, hit the button, hit pop-up chat. Pop-up chat works. Now I go over here, click it again, go to Facebook. Wait for Facebook to load. Scroll down to the video. Let it load for a second, because it's always like populating the page. Click on the video, and this is where sometimes it doesn't happen because the page is slow. And we got a lot of people watching. There we go. I gotta double click it. Oh shit, it didn't work. So now I gotta go back. God darn it, I did this yesterday too. So now I gotta close it, reopen it, now hit it. All right. What's up, everybody? We were having a little fun over here on my MWP chat side, and I was going through all the, let me make sure the audio's changed. Some of my audio's things got mixed around. So you all heard me going through the steps. We usually go live about 9:10 and talk and goof around and sometimes say things I wouldn't say otherwise. And Shelly just texted me. She goes, "Your audio's on." I'm like, crap, what did I say? Apparently I didn't say anything. So I was going through the steps of what it takes to go live. I'm a one-man band here, okay? One time the Associated Press showed up to the house to do a big article, and all these camera people came in and bags of videos, and they're all ready to do a photo shoot. They're like, "Where's the studio?" And I'm like, "You're standing right next to it." And they looked over and they're like, "Oh." They were expecting that. I'm still using a Logitech webcam from the 2000s. Anyway. But anyway, I'm a little giddy today. I'm pretty excited for the change, believe it or not. I've learned over the years how stressful hurricanes are and the impacts they are. And we saw a big shift overnight. Storm Chaser might be staying put. This Humberto is gonna influence future Imelda. It looks like. Hopefully, nothing's ever official. The cone is still showing a lot of folks, but trends are your friends sometimes, right? And we're within a couple days, so it is Saturday, and it's a special live. We were live last night. I promise we always are here for you guys. Shelly, too. That is one thing I will brag about, I don't think anybody goes live more than us and does updates more than us. So that is something I can be proud of. Louis never misses anything either. The original. Longo doesn't really like the TV that much. So, well, anyway, so we're going to say hi. Last night was pretty quick, 30. I don't even think we're going to do one today if things keep shifting off the coastline. So probably no live tonight. I'm going to do a little video later, a little 90-second video, but let's say hey for a little bit. Hey, HD from Charleston, look at that. Nobody should be worried at this point anymore. The worry level should be less than it was yesterday. Laura says it best. The back and forth, wishy-washy, stressful. And I get those that say, why do you do this? Like, why do we track and when we know things are going to change? Well, that's what attracted me to the tropics back when I was a teenager. I watched Jim Cantori, the Weather Channel. I used to wake up and somebody just left a little vibration on my arm. You know what that means? I should have wore a hat today. My hair lady, Irene's coming back the 28th, and I can't wait. But I just remember as a kid, first thing I would do waking up to see what the cone did, because the cone was all we had back then. We didn't have spaghetti models. And I couldn't wait for the tropical update. I was so, and how many of y'all can agree? Let me know. Because I just could not wait to see the new cone. We didn't have computers back then. And it was, and that's what we're doing with this system. It's an addiction. I don't root for hurricanes, but I just enjoy tracking the tropics. There's nothing wrong with that, because you know what? All of us do. I mean, it is a part of our life. And this system, like all other systems, is incredible. Like, I cannot believe the 12-hour change. And you know what? Don't fault me, anybody, meteorologists, because the billions of dollars that goes into models, and they're not even right. I mean, it has been the worst year ever I've seen for models. The GFS, the Euro, believe it or not, the old Canadian, the Icon did pretty darn good if this ends up happening. The UK. Now, the UK never developed a system. They've all sucked. I will say it right now. I mean, it's terrible. So I just post because, you know what? Trends are your friends. And you know what? If I don't post, you're going to see it from somebody else. And this is what I love to do. So here we are. But anyway, we're going to say hi for a few minutes because I told everybody last time we would. Miss Byron from Augusta. What's the update, Carla? Well, a little bit more turn off to the Atlantic is the trend. Google AI, they do have spaghetti. A lot of people are saying the Google models were good. They kind of were good, but they were kind of bad. There was a couple days ago, it was going through Florida, going into the Gulf. The Google AI, every model showed the right scenario once. That's the problem. This scenario of Humberto pulling Imelda kind of makes the most sense. And we got a front line over Florida. I mean, so, it's been the trend all year. Front lines turning systems. But when the models start showing inland, you got to raise the alert level a little bit, right? They've already got a state of emergencies in parts of the Carolinas, right? So chime in on that. There's a couple state of emergencies already because they rely on models. Billy, there's no. All right, so it's not making landfall. Well, you're still in the cone. But trends are your friends. I mean, and there's a lot of models saying it's going to stop right before and turn. Now, it doesn't mean you won't get impacts. Outer bands, yeah. But the impacts we're going to talk about, this isn't, nothing's going to happen. This is those chances of 20, 30, 40 inches of rain that some were worrying about would not happen if this thing stays offshore. That's the thing. I mean, the core eye wall winds would not happen if this stays offshore. So weather, yes. But the dog's doing good, Roger. See, Kim, yeah, you couldn't wait to look at Louis. He's such a man. You're such a good boy. We gotta teach Longo better. He's young. He doesn't know how to sit and stay. Well, he does sit actually. ABC's my friends. I might storm chase. I don't know. If it doesn't look like we're gonna get much, I mean, it's a long drive for an afternoon shower. NC has a state of emergency. Ashley loves you, Louie. You know, Louie is so amazing. Let's see. Let's say hi to our friends at Storm Smart. I'm hoping to get down to their Fort Myers location because they have some awesome products. Now you stay. We're going to advertise. Stay. There we go. That's how I'm like a NASCAR driver. I have a few supporters that I really love. No, you stay. No, you're a good boy. You stay. Good boy. Stay. There. Louis is going to be my sponsor. Look. This is for you, Storm Smart. Olga, are you watching? Seriously, though, they make those awesome roll-down hurricane protections for your back porch and lanais and windows, and they do a really good job. People that had them during Ian really loved them and said they were absolutely amazing. And you use them all year round. They're like, if you want privacy and keep it cool, keep the bugs out, you hit it with a little remote control button. So, Louis is the man. Now he's kind of like a hipster. He should have been a model. Woo. All right, let's say. Oh, they got sandbags in Charleston. So seriously, yeah, I'm not discrediting any impacts. Trust me. It's just the worst case is looking a little less this morning. That's all. The latest spaghetti models just came out and really trending away from the coast. That's, I mean, what a difference, man. What a difference a day makes. But, hey, that's what we do. We track it, try to keep it real. We're going to talk about storm surge impacts, Apollo. There'll be some, yes. We'll get into all that. But let's see what the TikTokers are saying. November, yes. Jessica, somebody's talking about season's over. No, we had Hurricane Nicole back in November in 2022. November. Okay. Cruise lines, nobody's going to cancel any trips. They're going to, life goes on. Cruise lines find a way around systems. Might get a little rocky if you're going from like New England southbound, but that's part of it. Cruises have been sailing in hurricane season since the Titanic. It's about a 9-degree turn. It's crazy, Serena. That choice was always there. You remember yesterday I did a graphic with ABC? Did you get that? ABC? I was marketing, didn't even know it. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. But there was 3 ideas on the plate yesterday. Inland, stall, or sea, which was stalling and turning, and this is kind of where we're at. So I always hope that I don't lean one direction or another when there's several options on the plate. That's, a lot of folks want definite answers, and if the confidence isn't there, it's silly to go against billions of dollars of modeling and hurricane hunter data to just make a whim to, so I think the bottom line, if this does turn, then it's going to be the huge influence that we saw with Umberto. Yeah, Titanic was probably a bad idea. I agree. That was not nice. But what I'm saying is there's been cruises. That was probably not a good example. Yes. Well, that was iceberg, not a hurricane. But what I'm saying is that was not a good example. Oh, well. Can't go back in time. Hurricane shutters. Tammy, 100% right here. We just had Louis. I saw their showroom. No more plywood. Trust me. They make these awesome slide-in things if you want simplicity. They have screens. No more plywood. What turned it to turn? The page should be good. The page should be fine. Some of y'all might need to refresh your browsers, but knock on wood, it's back. If not, AI is still working too. So, what's causing it to turn? Well, we have high pressure coming in. It's a little bit slower motion now. Humberto's coming to the side, and Humberto's going to create a gap, breaking that high pressure down, and it's going to follow the path of least resistance. So we're going to talk about all the rains. The rain totals are a lot less than yesterday. So what a change. Where's my hat? Oh, somebody requested my hat. Let's wear it just for somebody, because where is my hat? Where did it go? Oh, here. These are nuts, by the way. They're not almonds. This is my weather in a nutshell hat. So I started these little videos a couple years ago on TikTok, and I called them weather in a nutshell, and that's a nut. Those are nuts. So weather in a nutshell. Marketing. I went to school for marketing, so. All right, so let's do it. The golf has been quiet, Megan. Yes, crazy quiet. Thank you, David. Storm Smart, yeah. I have a lot of great supporters, not just everybody. Page won't open still. Well, we're working on it. The good thing is if this thing doesn't turn or hit, then we avoided the big thing yesterday. Shelly called 14 minutes ago. What's wrong, Shelly? Oh, you were calling about the audio, probably. Sorry. Well, why don't I keep my phone on? So yesterday, and I want to share this story another day, but yeah, it's working for me on mobile. We're gonna share the old internet story another day. I might bash a company. I don't care. I'm really disappointed in something that happened. $1 billion company. Pathetic. I will say that word. Pathetic. With the website. Pathetic. And I'm going to call them out. I don't give a crap. It's ridiculous. Spend $1,000 a year. All right. So let's talk about it. This is radar. Holy cow, man. I woke up this morning. It was raining. When I focused on the tropics, I forgot we had a cold front coming through. Look at that, man. We got rain. Some of that rain, well, I did talk about it last night. The rain totals in the Carolinas, a lot of that was already in place from this. This is a cold front coming down, which is ultimately turning and steering Humberto and probably Imelda. Common sense rules. But there you go. Look at that, rainy. Not really sure what's going to come with that. But here's the windy chart. Let's take a look at that. So we got a low level circulation coming in. Who's chasing the storm? Corey, what's up? I don't know. What has changed? Well, we got a little bit more trend that it's going to maybe not hit the coastline and maybe turn east towards Bermuda. Nothing else really to look for right now. Hello, Venice. Thank you there, Gisela. Is that how you say your name? Appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about things. We'll get back and look. It's already 9:40. Holy crap. I can talk. So here's your lower level circulation, and we got a little bit clear signature of a low level spin here off of Cuba. And you're probably saying, if you live in Florida, whoa, what the heck is going on? Well, you know that cold front is coming down? The steering winds are like that. So your upper level steering is going to drive it like that for a little bit because of the upper level winds. It's common. No way the jet stream is going to allow this thing to turn. The jet stream winds push it, okay? So there you go. Little low-level circulation. Hurricane Hunter's out there right now, and you can see it. And here, look how close it is. This has always been the case. I mean, it's incredible to think how close Humberto is to the future Imelda. I mean, that is incredible to see two systems out here doing this. Here's another look at it. Humberto's impressive. It's going to be, again, the story of the season's been this. Rapid intensification is very possible with any system nowadays, okay? Including Imelda. We just got to hope that it turns because, it's going to be over the hottest waters any storm has seen this year. Everybody always says you need warm water temperatures, right? Look at Aaron. Look at Gabrielle. 82 degrees. Okay, everybody that bashed me. Oh, speaking of bashers, the ones that threatened me with emails because the website went down. If anybody understands the value of the page is me more than nobody can understand the value of the page more than me because I was like a lost puppy. I bought a new domain, got a new hoster, made spaghettimodels.ai because that was the only option. I'll tell you the story again about my billion-dollar hosting company that failed with 4 tickets that were escalated, promising me it would be resolved with crickets. Pisses me off, man. Freaking pisses me off. No, they're not threatened. Threaten me like I'm going to cancel your page. I'm unsubscribing. Like, ugh. Okay. Nobody posted more than I did yesterday trying to do videos, and whatever. I don't care. But hopefully the page is back. Because, man, I was lost. I was like, I don't even know where half my links. I don't even know how to type them into the browser. Like, I go to Tropical Tidbits off of my site. I go to Weather Nerds off my site. I go to all the sites off my site. I'm like, I don't know half of these websites. I'm like, I don't even remember like some of these websites. I'm like, what the heck's the URL? I don't know. Like, But we'll be ready next time. Well, we're gonna have a backup. Spaghetti Models AI will probably be the backup no matter what. So 2 servers down the road. So anyway, it was a hosting company. It was. I can tell you what happened. I decided to buy another server that was even faster than the one I have in preps of this possibly becoming a hurricane. They said it'd be a 15-minute downtime. We'll get you a new IP. They corrupted the IP6 file, which we talked about yesterday. And you know who saved the day? Phil, my buddy. He's a network engineer at his company. He knew what it was. We had 1 or 2 emails too. Thank you very much, by the way. We had about 80 emails come through. Phil reads my emails. Couple figured it out also. But why wouldn't a billion-dollar company be able to do what Phil did in 30 minutes? But we needed somebody, thank goodness, the 4th call, somebody actually was intelligent enough and not some bot that reads the script. You know what some Yahoo did? I called the 3rd time and he's like, okay, clear your cache and reboot your phone. I'm like, no, you don't know. There's 10,000 people this is affecting that have messaged me. This is not me. And then the tech come back. It could be an isolated issue with your server at home. Try a different network. It's like, okay, it's not website's not working. Reboot phone. Where the hell is common sense anymore? Right? It's the world, man. Everybody just reads the script. Nobody can give you like real conversation and talk to you. Everybody's robots. And I think that's what's going to be AI. And personally, AI is not going to have fun drinking pics from Whiskey Wings. And probably the Bucks tomorrow. AI is going to be boring. But anyway, that's another day. What is the update? Well, update's good. That's why I'm kind of giddy. I don't know why. I just feel like I feel like there's a lot of people relieved this morning, but we're not. Yeah, reset your router and call back in 5 minutes, and then they don't answer. Yeah, that was it, Katie. Give me a person. We're not stupid. Like, it's like, and you know what? I honestly believe this is it. I think the weather people that follow the page, people can think for themselves, right? People don't need to be told how to think. I stay away from adjectives. I hate adjectives. I hate adjectives. I hate them. Because you know what? You could decide whether it's a catastrophic event, or you could decide if it's devastation, or bracing for impact, and like you don't insult my intelligence. I can think for myself. Don't tell me how to think. Like, I don't need your adjective to. Anyway, sorry. All right. Here's a water vapor loop, and there's that cold front. Look at all this dry air. Holy cow. There is the future of Imelda. The only thing I'm still thinking, Imelda's moisture field is a sign that if this can all wrap together in the next 2 days, whatever Imelda does over Bahamas will tell how strong it's going to be. So it could still be a sneaky, strong system. The steering is what has changed so dramatically. And, common sense tells you that how in the heck is a storm going to do that when there's a front right here? But we're not going to turn our back on it. But, the original idea was that following Humberto is kind of what's coming in. But anyway, all right. Here's what it looks like. This is what I'm talking about. There's still a lot of moisture down by Hispaniola and stuff. The center is just off of Cuba. You can see it bubbling right here. This is probably where the center is at. So this area right here is going to be what we're watching. Some of that moisture might start wrapping around. We're getting some outflow to the top side and a little bit on the bottom side. So that'll be the area to watch. The water, this is my favorite graphic. This shows lower level and upper level convection. And you can kind of see this waves, wrapping around a little bit more. And we're starting to see a little inflow on the bottom side. So there you go. It's coming together. I think it'll be interesting to watch. Bahamas definitely under tropical storm warnings. Here we go. This is not here we go. This is Humberto. Let's talk about this real quick. The only thing we need to worry about is this cold front now pushing. Spaghetti models have always been west of Bermuda. The only thing is that it's a little closer to Bermuda now as a major hurricane. Again, National Hurricane Center always underestimates intensity. No, hey, I'm not knocking them. It's just first forecast for Michael, tropical storm hitting the Panhandle. First forecast for Dorian, tropical storm hitting Florida. Guess what? They were both Cat 5s. It's hard to predict intensity, okay? Sally was one of those storms that everybody says was missed, but, the models didn't miss, and we shared those. So you don't want to say it's going to be this, and it doesn't. But I can tell you, meeting people in the Panhandle of Florida, from Michael, I heard so many times that the first forecast, tropical storm, they turned off the news. I'm telling you the truth. And then they wake up to a Cat 5. Tell you the true story. True story. So what do? Do you over prepare people and then cry wolf, or do you under prepare people and then it's like, oh crap? Ian, people I talked to in Fort Myers area that were caught off guard, that tried to evacuate. It was too late because the roads were bogged down and there was nowhere to go and they had no gas, and they're just like, what do we do? So, Mother Nature is not predictable. All the money that goes into these models, I swear, the Euro used to be king. Euro had Aaron hitting Florida. Euro had Aaron hitting the Yucatan. So I swear the models have gotten worse. So we're going to be watching for Bermuda. Timing there would be Tuesday, Wednesday. Major hurricane now passing by. Spaghetti models here on Tropical Tidbits showing you majority are still west, so that's good news. You don't see any outliers. Enough that you might feel some bands as it comes by. But the good news is you can see the island here. And why am I saying Bermuda? Because you know what? Oldsmar's population is 15,000. Bermuda's 65,000. There's 5 people over there that watch me. Super Blend. I love this model here. Tomer Berg. We are now seeing more yellows and greens on the blend of the EPS, UK Met, GFS, Canadian. Now, it's always possible that we're going to see a flip-flop. Always possible. But we're talking, it's Saturday, okay? If we see another flip-flop, then they might as well just take every single model and throw them away and start over again. Tell you the truth, because... But you watch. You always watch. And we're going to show you these impacts real quick about what the coastal areas might see with the current thinking. The hurricane models are still a little bit to the north, showing a potential landfall. But I get, these trends anyways. All right. The howling of the wind. Who's that? What are you talking about? South Florida Lori. 20 miles. I get you, Lori. All right, so let's keep talking. I don't want to lose anybody. There's the latest Super Blend. I love this graphic because it takes all the Euro, UK, Canadian, and GFS models, puts them all together. It's a Super Blend. It's a blender. And it spits out the highest probability of where all those ensembles are going. It's obvious the farther in time that you go, you start getting splits. But yesterday we had very little split. Now we're seeing a lot of split. That's a trend. I like this graphic here. This is a product of the National Hurricane Center and NOAA. Joe, if you're watching, Joe found me this site. Here is kind of where we're at. We've only had a few runs here. This was overnight modeling here. You can see the HMON, the Haas models, and I think that was it. We started to see a trend, and then the latest model, boom, really just the HMON. So you're seeing this stop and turn a little bit, okay, with the hurricane models. And that's a tough one. Here is, you know what, I didn't have the real spaghetti models up yet because they just came out. These are tropical tidbits. So this came out as soon as we went live. This is what we've all looked at our whole life. That is a massive change from yesterday. Massive meaning a huge majority. You talk about a flip-flop. Yesterday, all of those were inland with only 2 going east. Now, 12 hours later, because it's reacting to Humberto and there's a gap. So that's, and then again, and that means Bermuda's watching again. But look at that. So, new NHC update at 11. I would almost bet that the cone even comes off the U.S. even more. So that's what we look for. That's all. Day one, spaghetti models. They teach you so much. Who should be looking? Who should be, feeling a sigh of relief? This stays off the coast. The rainfall amounts that we were seeing are a lot less, and I'm going to look at them. I haven't looked at them yet today. Here are your mean line on your GFS. There's still a few outliers. Yes, you never turn your back on outliers, ever, ever, ever. But you can see the black line is the mean of the averages. The Euro, there's still some outliers. But we trust the NHC now when we're almost within 3 days now. You can't start going against the majority of these models. But that's, that's the trend that we're seeing. And if it changes, listen, I'll be the first to tell you. I'm not any smarter than anybody else. I can tell you that. I can see that high pressure blocking and stopping it. But when you see this much uncertainty, then you just have to just watch it in real time and don't make bold predictions on nothing other than everybody likes gut feelings, but I don't have a gut feeling on this one. To be honest with you, I wish I did, but I'm not going to give a gut feeling on what my gut feeling was yesterday. ABC. It's either going to go inland a little bit, it's either going to stop. But hey, the gut feeling was that it was never going to hit a direct hit into Florida. So the bold predictions were Carolina's from the get-go. So that was bold, I guess. No, like, Gulf, Louisiana storm. Okay, let's look. You know what I want to look at? I want to look at these ensembles. Now it got me a little curious because I didn't realize there was that many. Man, I can't wait to get my haircut. Oh, let's see. It is hard to predict. Heck yeah. Rapid intensification, Pamela. Yeah, it's a real thing. Holy cow, look at Humberto, right? Nobody predicted that. Comments. Hey, speaking of that, I want to look at that too. Man, I'm all over the place today, but that's what I do. All right, look at Humberto. Let's look at the water temperatures, because the one thing that I've learned this season, water temperatures mean squat. Because Humberto was over this orange yesterday. It's going to be a 5. Oh my God. So how is it that we get category 5s over normal water temperatures, right? So water temperatures, everybody, including me, water temperatures are always the high. If you notice, I've stopped posting water pictures, okay, or temperatures. Because if I posted the waters are cooling down to 83 in the Gulf, 84, everybody's like, oh, this hurricane season's done. These storms are becoming Cat 5s over 82, 3 degrees water. Crazy, right? What's 29 degrees Celsius? Well, let me try Alexa. Sorry, Shelly, you don't have to worry about this. Alexa, convert 29 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit. She's quiet. 84, I think she said. Thermodynamics, handyman, completely correct. It's that upper level. So yesterday we circled the upper level winds. That's everything. Lift. Upper level winds. Nobody's typed in yet. What is that, 84 degrees? 87. 85 is 87. So 84 is 30 degrees is 87? Eric? Oh, 82, Chuck? That's 82 degrees? That's all? Shelly, come on. Shelly, what is 28 degrees Celsius? I am not talking until you tell me. 82. Thank you, Lorraine. You want to be my admin? Ah! Funny story last night, Shelly. Oh my God, it was hilarious. I tried to update my website in record time, and I kept putting PM, and I about left, and she finally called me, and I looked down. I had 100 texts like, "You put PM, you put PM." Oh, then she just sent me a Snickers. So anyway, this is by the way, this water temperature here is Humberto. Category 5. Holy crap, that's incredible. Hey, if it doesn't affect anybody, that's a good thing. Right. All right, let's talk about these individual models I want to look at, weather nerds. Just to look at these outliers, let's look at the 18Z. Let's zoom in. Here's the latest 18Z outliers. Let's see. And still, man, there's still some going north. God almighty. What do you do? That, not a lot, but there's still outliers. but there's a lot turning and there's a lot stopping. So, oh, she just put in her resignation notice. No, she didn't. um, professional models. All right, so we still have outliers. Okay, come on, God, man, you still got to watch this thing. Let's look at the GFS. See, the problem is I don't. You got to be careful with your messaging. You don't want to go online and say, "Oh, there's still a chance," but there is still a chance. This thing gets stronger faster, then it might go more north. God Almighty. So that, man, what the hell, man? Not a lot. We know it's going to develop. So you look at the ones that are developed more than the ones that aren't developed. That's the tricky thing. The stronger ones are going to go more north. The weaker ones are going to slow down and turn. So it's not a lot of them. Let's look at the Google GNC. Man, God darn it. Trends are your friends, remember that, okay? Before we had all these ensembles at our disposal, we would always look at the main operational models. And, hopefully this is telling the truth of what's going to happen. But what we've learned over the years is the ensembles still need to be looked at. And there's the Google Tropical Cyclone specific ensembles, and it's showing you that, So still obviously watching. The cone will still include the Carolinas for sure at 11 o'clock. Let me look at all the main operational models now. All right, so latest GFS. Now, like I said, the key is going to be tomorrow morning because this thing, and then we're definitely going to look at the higher resolution models. So I need an honest answer from everybody. I missed my walk yesterday. I feel so guilty. Okay? Is it okay? Not yet this season. Oh, you haven't officially quit yet this season, Shelly? No, not yet. Florida prepares for impacts from PTC. That's a headline? Are you kidding me? I'll walk later, Eric says. Trends are your friends, Marlene. Yep. Rain amounts coming. Yes. Oh, did I hit 18Z? What the hell was I doing? Sorry. God darn it. Yesterday I kept typing Saturday. What was I doing there? Sorry about that. Well, I did look at 6Z. Well, it's about the same, actually. Thank goodness. Not meaning thank goodness. Was I looking at 18Z? Sorry about that. Still the same, though. Still outliers going north. Not as many, though. What the hell was clicking 18Z for? That was a blunder. I kept typing the wrong day yesterday. These days blend in, but there's less. So my enthusiasm for a turn is still there. Let's see. You could tell that. You could tell the honest shock when I saw the 18Z because I didn't. I've been stressing about this trend, and I clicked the 18Z by accident, and yeah, it happens. The 6Z GFS, I think I did that correct. So really, not a huge difference, just not as many on the euro. How about that? But it's still enough. Nothing's changed on that. There's still outliers. I make more mistakes the older I get. Matt, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. We're going to go into Matt. Matt, we're going to start definitely going into rain and stuff for y'all. So, but I want to show you all the latest. Okay, so let's look at all the latest. I'm going to go right fast because I know people are getting mad, probably yakking. But here's the GFS. Look at that. Look at that turn. See how close they get? Humberto, but it's also, not showing Humberto a major hurricane. GFS and Euro never predict intensity at all correct. GFS is predicting Imelda to be stronger than Umberto. That ain't even correct. But still, it shouldn't matter in the steering currents. And that goes smack dab over Bermuda. All right, let's look at overnight GFS. Same thing. Close to the coast, close to Florida. Could be a couple, feeder bands and stuff. And it follows. So there's the last two GFS. We're only going to go out the last two because, as we know, things are changing fast. All right, last Euro, 6Z. Right on the coast. Turn. See the trend. Trends are your friends. It kind of hangs around. That's kind of been what the Euro's been doing. It's hard to forecast something that is so extreme, but the Euro has had its stall and come back. And last night run it didn't, so that's why you don't go too far out. But the last two runs of the Euro, Canadian's been pretty darn good, I will admit it. You've heard me say over the years the Canadian has been crazy good. A couple years ago, I said I cannot believe we're actually using the Canadian model when how many of y'all been tracking tropics for a long time? Years ago, it was abbreviation for constantly making canes, CMC, and now it's actually become a pretty reliable model. The Icon also has started out the year rough, but it's actually kind of predicted the same thing. So the four models I've always used are all showing that. So stress level has reduced a lot. But it's not zero. How about that? All right, let's look at these. These are all important hurricane models. I like them a lot. Watch the progression here of the developing low. So Bahamas, you're under a tropical storm warning. Here's tomorrow morning. It's starting to get some bigger winds. There's development 991. And this is where that wrapping of that moisture that's got me more curious than anything is that ball is how it's going to, you got a wave, you got strong winds to the north. When that thing separates, you start to get this, get that? And that's kind of what's happening here with Bahamas. This is, H-War's been kind of the most aggressive. This is Sunday night, tomorrow. And you can see it's starting to be developed. Look at snack time. Look at the advertisement on Tropical Tidbits. Then we go to Halloween Horror Nights. It goes from snacks to Halloween Horror Nights. In a nutshell. 984, man. Now look at these bands. I would not be shocked if we got watches for Florida's East Coast. Not a direct impact, but if this thing goes over just a little bit, these bands are going to reach and you're going to get some winds. I mean, I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked. And this is Sunday into Monday. So, it'll definitely bring a lot of waves and stuff to the East Coast. Might even get some tropical storm force winds there for Shelley. Here's 985, 982, 981, 979. That's a pretty strong little system, but look what it does. So they have corrected themselves too. They were all going inland, and now the 6Z is not. So that is a good trend. Now listen, there's South Carolina, there's Georgia. You're still going to get effects, but not the worst case. All right, let's look at some other ones. Let's take a look at your HMON, which is another hurricane-specific model. I know this thing, I got to make it a little smaller. There we go. HMON still shows landfall, then it stops. Still strong, 977. This is Monday night, so you would still be getting bands, really strong bands Monday, and that shows landfall. But that's the outlier right now. Let's see the Hoffs A. Hits right along the coast, and it, guess what? Doesn't even get close. It stops and turns. The Haas B, what a difference. Even these models failed because last night they were going inland, and it stops. So yeah, I mean, you got one outlier right now. So trends are your friends. Some of these bands though still might make the coast. Let's look just to show you. Those don't. Let's look at H Wharf. This has always been the tried and true best one. It doesn't either. I mean, you got some nasty. So well, you can't see out too far. Well, we can look at weather models. Will be a little farther range on these rain precipitation outer bands. So here's your. So you could see some outer bands Sunday tomorrow, later Sunday on the east coast of Florida. There's a couple coming in. There's going to be some bands. That frontal line is going to linger. It's going to help fuel this thing. So you're going to have lingering front. You're not going to tell the difference between frontal line rains and Imelda rains. But as the storm approaches, there's some of these nasty bands. This would be Tuesday. But it pulls away. So still going to get some weather. But not like we saw yesterday. That's for sure. Let's look at these rain totals. I know everybody's worried. So talk about how the difference the rain totals are. Now that the Euro and GFS are pulling away, you're not going to see these wild rain forecasts that we saw with a possible landfall. Look, very, very little in this. And what a difference it makes, right? That thing, it's nothing. I mean, yes, it's something, but not what it was. That's the Euro. Now, obviously, it changes if we get a track change. But, man, every day closer. Look at there's the GFS. Still got 2 to 3 inches of rain in the mountains, but not like we were seeing. The heavy stuff obviously stays offshore. And then, look at Florida. You still got. Yeah, I still think the east coast of Florida might get some impacts, but not. I mean, come on. You get worse. You get worse severe thunderstorms in the summertime. It's just going to feel a little different, What a change, right? What a change. Let's look at waves. There's your big waves starting in on Sunday. This is Sunday night, Monday morning. So you're going to get some waves. Heck yeah. That's a common sense thing, but not like we were seeing. The big stuff's still offshore, so it's definitely going to have coastal impacts. This is Tuesday. It's very important to watch, though. Don't ever turn your back on the tropics, but they say trends are your friends, and that's we saw the wiggle wobble, the trend, and we were like, how much farther is it going to go? And now it's coming back. You talk about what does a windshield wiper do? This is the most classic windshield wiper I've ever seen. They started out kind of doing this. They went back to this, and now they're back to this. Doesn't mean it can't happen again, though. But the upper level steering maps now are definitely highlighting this follow of Humberto. Mainly because it's so slow. But it ain't over yet. That's why we watch tropics. Not going to make bold statements when there's not proof of anything, really, to tell you the truth. So that's what we're going to do. And really, down the road, let's look at some long-range ensembles. I got Talladega coming up, so selfishly, I'm going to turn into 99% of our comments and ask what the weather is going to be like October 15th. I can't believe it, honestly. There's like very few anythings to even think about. This is through October 12th. I mean, you're always going to get a little bit out there, but nothing solid right now. Yesterday's 12Z. I mean, you can't. The odds of that are so that's crazy to think. Oh, let's look at long range Euro, the Caribbean, 15 days. Look at that, man. That's just unheard of, to tell you the truth. And GFS long range Gulf, 15 days. Cyclones. So I'm telling you, it's crazy. There better not be one there in Talladega. I'd be so pissed off. Last year I did all my updates from the Speedway and did daily brews in the morning and night from Talladega. So, still going to be coastal impacts, but as it looks now, definitely a lot better trends today. But you're going to be hearing from your local officials and local Mets, stay alert. Nobody, as fast as this shift happened, it could shift back. But every day closer becomes reality. And even the hurricane models that were the outliers yesterday going more, or last night, they were really the only ones going inland. Now they're 3 of the 4 are now turning. That is a trend. So, I'm thinking that we're seeing the obvious here. But don't let your guards down. No live tonight. The outliers were correct. Yep. You're right. Yesterday there was very little. See, we always watch the outliers. So, again, we're still watching outliers. I agree. Hey, CJ, agree. Icon. That's why I look at all of them. But, every day closer to confidence. There are a lot of people from South Carolina. Listen, listen, South Carolina, listen. You still have to watch, okay? You'll probably still be in the cone at 11 a.m. There's going to be a new cone at 11 a.m. Anytime you're in that cone, that's where the eye could go. The effects of a hurricane last well outside the eye. The one thing that I'm looking at is the overall size of this system could be large enough that we could still see impacts without a direct hit. Now, the stall could bring a lot of rain, but we're not seeing the numbers like we saw. So how do you say it's looking better without making you feel like it's over? It's not. But if you had to say, is it better than yesterday? Yes. Don't let your guards down, but it's definitely a trend today that's better than yesterday. But as we learned with the tropics, it can always change. Upper level steering, though, you got to trust all the maps. You got to trust that cold front. The reason this thing probably ain't gonna hit Florida is because of these upper level winds right here. That cold front, upper level jet stream steering our system that direction. Then it might do that. Now I'm going to refresh my site because I have the ads off, Google ads. No live tonight. No, there's no stress. The stress level should be low right now. Low, meaning there's a good shift in the modeling. Okay? Don't stop watching. But I don't feel the concern like I did yesterday. That's just me, a non-meteorologist. Yes, we have outliers. And if it changes, I'll be the first to tell you. Hey, one thing that I've learned is I'm not going to lose sleep with words that I say, except for the Titanic. That was probably not a good explanation of cruising. No, not at all. But if it changes, I'll be the first to admit it. Right? A lot of folks from the old days, when Sally came, we saw modeling suggesting a rapid intensification of a storm. And I reported it before anybody else because we saw models. Michael, the first National Hurricane Center forecast was a tropical storm hitting the Panhandle, and modeling suggested 9, 20, 30, 40. And I'll never forget, I put a graphic out one time with 5 models that said the same exact thing, and I was confident because those were scary models going straight north. It had nowhere to turn. It was going north. It was going to hit somebody. Irma had a developing high-pressure system that ruled all season. it didn't make sense that this wasn't going to keep pushing Irma west, and it did. Ian, I put a video out Sunday morning, I'll never forget, warning people in the Florida West Coast, Southwest Florida, that it didn't look like it was going to the Panhandle. We had fronts all year that year, and it turned. This season, we've said it a million times, we've had fronts all year. Fronts steer systems. They don't allow. It's like a force field, and we have a strong front, a front that I forgot about, and I woke up to rain, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a front. In fact, it's going to rain here in a second, right out my back door. Didn't even see that. But fronts rule the season. Common sense rules life. So if that happens, then it's exactly what we've seen all year with cold fronts ruling the season. But we watch because you just don't never know. You change, But I enjoy what I do. Look at this rainfall, and see they're going to have to adjust this. I think. I mean, see this is where it's so frustrating even for the biggest dogs that do weather, because they go by modeling, right? So they have to put out these alerts of flash flood possibilities and stuff. Hey, look, my ring comes off a little better today. Yes, hurricane hunters are finding a low. Tabletop Geek, yes, feeling a little better. You and Shelly will be friends one day. Trust me. Just I appreciate you sticking around. Right, Shelly? Remember Shelly and Dale? Listen, let me tell you about Shelly. Not everybody likes Shelly. Now she's probably sipping her coffee thinking, oh crap. She's like, Steve, he's fixing to talk about me. When I met Shelly, we had Hurricane Matthew, 2016. We only had 600,000 followers on Facebook. Okay? We're almost up to 2.5 million on Facebook. So she has grown with the page, all right? We have grown massively. I don't always agree with her. But I can tell you one thing. If we lose a few followers because she banned somebody, what she has done for us to get to this point, you don't kick an employee to the curb because of one bad review. And I was talking to my buddy at Whiskey Wings last night about this. So many waitresses will get a bad review and management will punish them. But when you have thousands of customers that don't leave a review, that to me is a good review. Most people don't write a review when things are good. So you got to take a few bad with the good, and it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. And you know what? It all comes down to weather. Trust me, listen. 99% of my fans that I meet don't ever even chat. They just watch, and that's awesome. Oh, man, we're getting a hell of a downpour now. Big time. Hey, can you shut the garage? Yeah. Jesus, man, we're getting. This is our only hurricane of the year right here. Matter of fact, that's a badass. Man, we're getting clobbered. Man, I saw the trees down there bending. So anyway, that was my. It was close. It was close. Did you take the garbage out? Did we take the garbage out? No. Oh God. Don't you just hate it when you miss garbage day? So anyway, we've come a long way. 21 years doing this. I always wonder when it's when the top of the roller coaster. I have the biggest news of my life coming soon, and I can't post it because they asked me to wait till they posted it. But I am so excited to share something with you all when I'm allowed to. And it's soon. I'm seeing if they did it today. Man, it's raining good now. Oh, I was going to pull the radar up. Let me see if they posted it on X yet. And I appreciate y'all sticking around for all this shenanigans. No, this is how bad of a weatherman I am. I'm not really a weatherman. I'm a wannabe weatherman. That's my next shirt, wannabe weatherman. Who's this guy? Somebody just text me. Who are you? I just text somebody. Who's watching that? I just text. Who are you? God, see, when you switch phones, I never save the number. Oh, I think it's William. Did I just say your name? Are you watching? I never saved your number. Anyway, I was seeing if... Yeah, I got you. Fireball. I knew it was you. I was trying to relate back to the text that I sent you, and now I remember what it was. You broke my heart. You know it did. And you, obviously. That's cool, man. Well, it looks like it's going to miss y'all, hopefully, up there. They did find a center, so it'll probably be updated at 11 a.m. to travel depression. I'm all sidetracked now. So, by the way, our Whiskey Wings here got Spaghetti Model IPA in. If you're looking for Spaghetti Model IPA. No. Damn it. I can't announce it yet. All right. Oh, and the radar. I want to look at the radar because we just got a heck of a rainstorm here. I'll tell you what, this front is sneaky. It is a force field. Cold fronts are force fields. Google radar. Have you ever sat one day? Let me tell you something. Grab a 12-pack. Yes, I said 12-pack. One day, just for fun, and click every single link on this page. When I lost my page yesterday, 2 days ago, I felt like Forrest Gump at the bus stop when little Forrest went to school. I felt like Escobar sitting on the swing, staring. I didn't know what to do. I was like, the whole reason I built this page was for me. It was Mike's weather page. It was for me to have a place to go get links. And here it is 21 years later. And I'm like, I was sad. I was like, this sucks. Like, I wanted to click links and I wanted to see weather, and I love weather and I love looking at things, and I couldn't find crap, and I didn't know how to type. I didn't know what to do. I mean, obviously I had my web hosting. I had the HTML I could copy and paste, but I'm talking about the boring laziness of clicking links. But one time, I mean, think about this. You can listen to the Tropical Update. Listen.
The Tropical Weather Outlook, issued at 7:54
a.m. Do you
a.m.
even know this is on the page?
For the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of America. Active system.
Ooh.
The National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Hurricane Humberto, located over the subtropical Central Atlantic.
And then you got scanner radio here. You got everything. I mean, just so much fun stuff. El Nino, what is it? Live temperatures. You got microwave, DeVort. You got store products. You got Nowcast. You got pass radar. You got data, NAD. I mean, there's stuff on here I don't even know. And then if you really want to get another 12-pack, start clicking on these links. Look at those. And those. I don't even know about half these links. I forgot I even have them. Look, wind barbs. You want to learn about wind barbs? There's wind barbs. You want to see tornado formation. What does this one say? Oh, it's a video on tornado formation.
We can make you believe we...
How storms form. Fronts. What's the AMO? The AMO is very tricky. The AMO is a 20 to 30 to 40 year cycle in Atlantic water temperatures, and it's been proven that, and they've changed the link, but it's still here. Now I got to go find it. But we're in a warm cycle, and it's possible that in 10 years we're going to be in a cool cycle. So that's a fascinating thing. There's F to C. So I don't even need Shelly anymore. Look at that. Weather. I didn't even know I had this on my site. Weather calculator. So, oh, is that water? Yeah, so 28. Nope. 28 is 82.4. I didn't even need, I had it on my site. I didn't even need you all. I did actually, because I didn't even know I had it on my site. Radar question. This is a great video, by the way. Tut. What's a tut? Tropical upper trough. Anyway, that's it. All right. So, Javier, what's up? Day off tomorrow. Yep, I'm going to the Bucks game, it looks like. Teresa, good morning. Cheers. We did have a duo, Robert, just the other day. Go back and look at Dennis Phillips live. I was on his page about a week or two ago. Yeah, website back up. We're going to start sharing that one more. Should be up for everybody. What's the WinBar page? What's that? Oh, the note on the WinBar. What is it? What are you laughing at? Let me go back here. Wind barbs. What was funny? Who did the Bucks play? Hell, I don't even know. Hell, the Eagles, right? Julie, did the Bucks play the Eagles? Yes. No, it's a bad game. I think we're underdogs. Why can't you access the website? Jane, I don't know. It should be up for most people, but we have a backup. It should be up. You might just have to refresh your browser. I'm pretty confident it's up because but anyway, spaghetti-models.ai if you have to. I think it's up. Some people it's not, but we did. The site should be back up, sweet blue eyes. Oh, no page found. That's weird. Nah. So it's up for, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's up for Wi-Fi networks, for sure. Website's up. Yeah, it's up for some. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just, we got a big story on that coming out. Should be fine on most everybody. We only got 2 emails today. Yesterday we had about 80 emails, so that's a big difference. And if you go to Down Detector, it says up. So, I mean, anyway. So, anyway, Doc, that's crazy. I don't know. Sorry, Angel. Yeah, we did lose the logo. The logo's gone, I think. I noticed that. The logo is gone, even for me. See, I don't have my logo anymore. But for me, yesterday, none of ours were working. We got a new National Hurricane Outlook. We're going to get that pretty soon, so I need to sign off. But with no Wi-Fi yesterday, I was getting that odd error, and I'm not getting it anymore. And everybody in our house, and Phil and Nation, so you might just need to have to refresh. So anyway, all right. So, Internet Archive. That's a good point, Dan. Yeah, I used Wayback Machine a lot. DNS. Okay, Mike. There you go. Maybe it just hasn't spread enough. Some of y'all hit the nail on the head and emailed Phil, but he kind of knew it. Well, he knew it first too, but there's no thingy hitting anything right now. That's good. Maybe Bermuda. So, Mike, are you a tech geek? So the IP6 file was corrupt, and that was the issue. So, which made no sense, honestly. Nobody's ever seen that, but it did. So Phil had to rewrite the IP. Google AI, Brittany. Yeah, well, the problem with the Google AI, it won't have an operational run until. That's the problem with the Google AI. Oh, we do now. Never mind. Sorry. It finally ran. It wasn't up there earlier. There you go. So the Google AI icon is king. I mean, look at that. The Google AI is saying, and Bermuda's got a force field around it. So Google AI ensembles were all over the place, but look at that. I've been saying all year that once we have the Google AI run its actual, when we have a true center, it's pretty hard to beat. And look at that. So there you go. And ensembles were definitely favoring this idea too. So, and it's borderline cat too. Somewhere around here, over those cooler waters. So anyway, cool. App should be good too. Yep, it works on the app. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna sign off. Get ready to post the 11 o'clock advisories coming out soon. Probably still gonna be in the cone there in the southeast, Carolinas, Georgia, maybe a little bit in Florida. We'll see. But as long as you're in that cone or close to that cone, you pay attention. But there's a lot of support suggesting that this is gonna turn and miss. So. No point of raising the stress level when there's not a lot to back you up. How about that? All right. No live today. We'll be live if we need to be, but I'll be posting all day as always. I'm going to go for my walk here in a little bit. Thank you, Brian. What are you getting now, Brian? Are you getting any errors now? See you, Rosen Ranch. Jacksonville, maybe some outer bands, yes. See you, Richard Reimer. Welcome, Laura. Welcome, Lynn. Look at all the comments. Thank you there, Jess FL. Thank you there, Sweet Blue Eyes. Shelly wants Cinnabons. Yeah, Sweet Blue Eyes, you probably just need a refresh. I was getting it too. Do walk 2 times a day. There you go, Javier. That's what I'll do. I'll do one now and then one later. Augusta just casually watching. Frontal line, obviously today. It's going to linger. Walt, yeah, I'm telling you, Google AI, man. It's pretty good. Once the ensembles, I think, are a little iffy. That's why I didn't report them too much. There was a lot of Google models going through Florida. It's tricky. I'm kind of leaning back a little bit more on the operationals anymore. So it does getting that look, Mickey Smith. So for me, it's going to be this whole look thing. I mean, it's starting to get that rap. Kind of getting that look. You're welcome, Terry. Austin's calling me now. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna sign off. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'll do a little update after my walk. I'll do a little 90-second update. We'll be posting all day. Once the coffee mugs, Ronald. There you go. I think Shelly's got the link for the coffee mugs. I don't have it on my website anymore. But hey, support Louie. Anybody that knows Frenchies, a coffee mug will go a long way. But it's more about the coffee mug. It's not. It's not anything else. So all right, that's it. I'm gonna sign off. Have a great day. Sorry about the link. We got the link. You got the link for the coffee cup before we log off? Okay, there you go. Shelly said next time. All right. Have a great weekend. I'm going to not do anything outside because it's raining. Oh, I wanted to look at the radar. We started doing Google Radar and I got sidetracked. Oh, there's that heavy rain we just got. Look, Oldsmar. Duh. There it is. That's where I live right here. That's pretty sneaky.